Hi guys, Creative Lori here. I am doing my third collaboration for the month with Kimberly Davis from Diva Designing on a Dime. And I'm so excited to be doing this. I can't wait to show you. I will link the playlist down below and you guys can all see that. Sorry, you'll have to excuse the shaking camera because I'm holding it with a tripod. Anyways, I will show you everything that I did and where I got it and our traditions. The collaboration is Family Traditions and Christmas Tablescape 2017. Maybe it was Christmas Family Traditions and Tablescape. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Anyways, it's by Kimberly Davis. Go check out her channel. It's Diva Designing on a Dime, and you'll see the playlist down below. And as I've told you guys before, I am a home stager, and you're probably thinking, oh, it's easy for you. No, it's really not, because I have a lot of leftover stuff. I use the really good stuff for my business. And honestly, the last 2.5 years, I didn't feel like decorating. My mom passed away 2.5 years ago, and I just kind of let everything go as far as like my own home decor. I just didn't care. I mean, my job is my job, but in my own home, and holidays were really difficult, and it still is. But I will say that doing these videos have been very helpful and getting me back out there as far as like, my own home. So thank you for all the collaborations that everyone's ever done and for, allowing me to be a part of it. So let me just jump right in and I will show you what I got. All right, first thing, as you can see, that's the table setting. Now, let me show you the box, what I bought. Okay, here it is. So it's just a box of dishes, classic platinum. Now, I have seen these in the thrift store, and it's a 20 piece. I bought this about 15, maybe 20 years ago, and it's just white set of dishes with the silver rim. And I know they sold it with the gold rim, which I think my mom had prior to these even being sold. She had gotten them as a set as well. And then she also had some Christmas tree ones, and we'd use those also. She'd intermix the two. And then she had some vintage red glassware, and we use those only for Christmas and maybe for New Year's. I did inherit those, and I used them a couple times before she passed, but I don't want to use them now because I'm afraid I'm going to break them and I don't want to lose them. Anyway, I did buy this set at Kmart. We no longer have a Kmart in my area. There's one about 40 miles away from here in a smaller town, I should say, where it's like the big store there. But I think I spent $15, maybe $20 on this set, and I thought, oh my gosh, it's so expensive, But actually, you can now probably get this at the Goodwill. I've seen them boxed like this for like maybe $10 or less. So look out for that. And I use them every year for the big holidays like Easter and Christmas, New Year's. Now, if you don't have something like this, that's okay. And you just have regular dishes, that's okay. You can just use all white dishes. I think all white is super classic for Christmas and the holidays because it showcases your food, and then your accent pieces really pop. So if you haven't noticed, I'm kind of more on the traditional side, but I will add in like little trendy stuff here and there. So here are my dishes. Now, let me break it down by what I used. So here is a hyacinth charger. And now they have these at Pottery Barn that I would buy. They were $15 each or less, depending if it was hyacinth or seagrass. And I got this 4-pack for myself, for my household, for $2.99. Because all of my chargers are being held up in model homes that I've done, or the houses, so that and if they're in a model home, consider it lost because you're not going to get it back for maybe a year to 3 years, just depending. So anyways, then I thought, well, I want to use my dishes, but the dishes are too small on this charger, as you can see. So then I use a second charger, which I love layering. Now these are like a pewter coloring, but it has like a little bit of gold threading, I guess, or not threading, but coloring throughout. And then I like the little beadwork on the side all around. So I put that on there, and that's like a good overlap, the layer. So it's smaller than the charger. And sorry for the lighting. Then I started with my plate, of course. So I'm going to break it all down for you guys. Our family tradition is, being in California, we eat Mexican food for the big holidays. So we have tamales and ham and refried beans and a bunch of other things on Christmas Eve. Hey little girl, that's Meatball looking out the window. Hey. And so we always eat leftovers for Christmas morning or a brunch. And so here is going to be the entree plate that we do everything on. Like I re-steam the tamales to heat them up, because if you put them in the microwave, they get kind of dry. So I always just re-steam them. And I make my own refried beans without oil. I just put them in the crock pot and then put them with water. And then when you reduce it, it has that same congealing effect as if you used oil, and it's healthier. All right, so I am now putting my it's a dessert tray. Yeah, and that's kind of premature, and we might have to put it off to the side on my sideboard. But I just wanted to layer all the plates to give you guys the idea. Then I found these beautiful little gems. They're a plaid napkin, and I only got 2, but they were at the Goodwill for 2 for $99. And the next day I found the tablecloth, which I will talk about in a second. But this is just like a Scottish plaid. It's got the more updated version, trendy version of gold threaded through it. And you'd think I'd be really tired of plaid because I grew up in a private school for most of my life, and we wore plaid every single day. But I still love plaid. It's very traditional, and that's what I love about it. So next we're going to put our salad bowl or soup bowl. Growing up, we always had a soup. We had our soup, and sometimes we had our salad with our main entree and vegetable. So my mom was really good about that. She was super traditional and made awesome meals out of nothing sometimes. And she just created, it didn't matter. Like, even though we were eating like maybe fast food sometimes as a treat, she made us sit down at the table and not be cavemen about it or cavewomen about it, but to actually sit down, and it was family time, and taught us this is a treat. It's not every day, and we still have a meal to eat, but we're eating it at the table. No TV on, and we all talked, and that was probably the most memorable times that I have. And so next, like I said, is the salad plate, which we probably will have some form of salad because I'm vegetarian, but I will provide regular tamales for my family and vegetarian ones for me. And I'm not going to buy a ham. If my sister wants to bring her leftover ham, cool with us or me. I will make, oh no, Sarah, get down. Yeah, they like to get up on this table. So I will be taking the dishes down and washing them before we use them. So that's the other thing. I have cats, so I can't use like my big grandiose, things like apothecary jars and such. And that's her hissing in the background because she's just so temperamental. And that's my little girl down there too. Hey, buddy. These are all rescues, by the way. Okay, so then I have our coffee cups out because my dad is from New Orleans, and our tradition when everyone first gets here is to first thing coffee and hot chocolate, and we serve it with Mexican bread, they call it, but it's a Mexican pastry. So we will have coffee and cocoa. Now I have a cocoa bar separately, and I will share the link with you down below how I did the cocoa bar I just used what I had, and it turned into a really cute cocoa bar that I've used for when people came over and for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and when clients came over. Anyways, but we have to have our coffee cups because when it comes dessert time, we're going to serve coffee at the table and cocoa for my nephew, of course. And then I have these beautiful glassware. Let's see. They're just regular clear glass, and they have that silver threading not banding. I don't know what you would call that design. But this was really popular in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s on up. And there's always a different version of it. And my mom had a ton of it. And I did inherit some of it, but I'm afraid now to use it. So I bought these for myself about 10 years ago. And this is perfect for juice. And sometimes I make my own cranberry juice, and we'll have orange juice readily available. I got these at Big Lots. When Big Lots was just starting to bring into like their home interior, home decor, I got these for 79 cents. And I think there was like a 20% off too on top of that. And I got 6 of them. And I think they were originally from Crate & Barrel. So I keep those, but I only use them for the holidays. But you can use them all the time. You know what? Clear glassware and white dishes just look beautiful anyways. It's a bistro setting, and then you add your accents. And so that's what I did. So underneath here, I don't know if you guys can see. Let me move this. Okay. By the way, so I only had 2 of the plaid napkins. So I put them on opposing sides, and then I just use my white linens on the side where this runner is at. So that's heavy. Let me move this, and you can see my runner. This runner is actually a tablecloth that I got from Goodwill, and it was like brand new. And it was $5.99, and I found it the day after I got the napkins. And it's the same Scottish plaid. It's the same design. So someone else, maybe they donated it with only 2 napkins. Excuse me. I'm not sure. Or someone else bought the other 2 napkins. I'm not really sure. But I didn't want it to hang over the edges because then my cats will pull on it. Like they like to sit on the chair, the seat part, and then pull anything hanging off the edge. So keep that in mind. You guys who are normal and don't have a bunch of kitties, if you only have like 1 cat, I'm sure they'll leave it alone because when I just had the 1 cat, it was fine. But they seem to feed off each other. So I just folded this up in a rectangular fashion and then used it as my runner. And then like I said, I put my hyacinth charger to the edge of the table with my charger and plate setting, and that is it for as far as like tableware. I don't put the silverware out. We grabbed that the day of, and back there is just a little piano bench, a vintage piano bench that we've had for years, and I recovered it very quickly, and it's just a cream color. It's a bad job, but I put some pillows back there for when we're starting to sit down, and people can sit back there until we grab another seat for like my nephew. And then my actual centerpiece. So this is just a seagrass woven basket that I got from Goodwill, but I have bought them in the past at Pottery Barn for super expensive, very expensive. This is just a regular handled basket, rectangular basket that I had left over from my business that I wasn't using at the moment. And I just put in 2 stems of lamb's ear that have, that little sparkle in it. I don't know if you can see the sparkle. So it's kind of holiday-ish. And this lamb's wool is not perfect. I mean, it's been through the mill, as you can see, with my staging business. So there's missing pieces, but it doesn't bother me. I try to use like the ugly pieces for my own home because I can't use them in my staging business. That wouldn't go over very well. And then these little guys, I put some gold artichokes because I have a lot of metallics in my home. And there's 5 of them. And I just put them in like a arrow setting. And I didn't fill everything in here, the empty spaces, because I know my cats would just get into it. So I have this little stem, and I think there's a matching one over here. And I got this off of my $5 Goodwill challenge, and it was like on a wreath. And then I put some little berries that were on that wreath and these little pine cones. I didn't feel like digging out my stuff, guys. I just was not in the mood. So I just used what I actually had around the house. And then I have those lacquered black candle holders. And I have beautiful silver glass ones that are in my garage, and I didn't want to dig them out. So maybe next year, maybe for Easter. And then I put my flameless candles that I got also from Goodwill. These I didn't. I got this from a fellow stager. And that's a whole nother story, but we'll talk about that another time. These are flameless. I got these at Goodwill for 99 cents to $1.19. And some of them still had batteries in them and still worked. So I put those on there. I went back and found some more. And then I put them over at my sideboard, my buffet. And all I have is my $5 challenge right here, which I did with my Hillary from My So-Called Home. And it's just a small champagne wine bucket that I put a little tree in that I made out of half of a wreath that I deconstructed. And so that was under $5. And I still have my little seahorse with another one of those candles. And I'll turn on the candles in a second. And I left my little seashells in there because I live in California, and even though I'm not right on the beach, I'm near the ocean, relatively close. And I just kept my little shells out, and they remind me of my mom. She loved and collected shells, so I'm leaving those out. And I bought this. That is my little pet down there. She likes to get under the rugs. This came from Goodwill too, and it's like a wannabe vintage. I guess it could be a fruit basket, and it was $5.19, which I was thinking it was a little bit high, but I loved it, and it's gold, so I bought it. And then I got this. Let's see if you can. Oops. This little star. This I have to like re-hot glue that. It looks like a faux juniper, which is funny because I do floral arrangements with juniper for the holidays. I bought this star wreath for $2.19, and it was a steal, so I got it. I didn't show you guys in a haul because I just been so busy. That lamp, I love it. It's this ceramic gold lamp, and it came with the lampshade and had the finial on top for $7.19. That little clear candle holder was 99 cents. I forgot to take the sticker off the bottom. But these candles my mom has had forever. They're metal, and there's 2 of them, but I only used 1. And that's my sideboard buffet. So come Christmas Day, I'm going to have to move the middle of the decor and put the food there. And then we'll be ready to jump on in and eat and talk about all the Christmases before and eat our traditional food that we do every Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And I guess it's sort of unconventional what we eat. Maybe not. Maybe for the rest of America. But in California, that's very typical. And then for Thanksgiving, we did gumbo because my dad is from New Orleans. So no turkey, gumbo. And we didn't make hush puppies or eggplant balls, which if any of you are from the South, you know what I'm talking about. But we are making them for Christmas. I'm telling you, I've got to have them. I miss them. Haven't had them in so long. I haven't had my dad's eggplant balls, but I have had hush puppies that we've made in the past, or corn dodgers, and I'm really missing them. So anyways, guys, that is my family tradition. And we're just, we're pretty simple, and we just get together for lots of food. We eat all day long. And usually my dad, brother-in-law, and nephew go out to the lake by my house, man-made lake, and they go, walk around or play with the new toys for a few hours, and then my sister and I catch up. So there it is, guys. I hope I've inspired you, and you can pull together a gorgeous tablescape. It doesn't have to cost a ton of money. All you have to do is use what you have. If you have the plainer the stuff you have, the better, because white goes a long way. And you can accent it with your cute ornaments. You can put an ornament on each plate, a place setting, whatever. Just don't go out and spend a bunch of money, and do visit your local thrift stores, because I'm telling you from experience, I now use the thrift store for my business, and I have saved a bunch of money. So thank you for watching. Thank you, Kimberly, for the collaboration, and I look forward to many more. Bye, guys. Happy holidays.